So are we gonna keep them waiting, or are we gonna tell them where we're headed?
Oh, I'm gonna tell them. Salem, Oregon.
We're super excited to be getting out to the Pacific Northwest and taking you along for those adventures.
Really, our only deadline, you know, this might be changing some of our plans, but is to be in Washington because we're meeting a friend up there for that festival. So we'll see what happens.
If you think about it, this is the sun setting on our time in Arizona too.
The metaphor. Yeah, yes, this is our last sunset in Arizona.
I'm a little sad.
At the Grand Canyon. How better to go out with a bang? That is officially a wrap on Arizona. Headed to Provo, Utah today. We've got an 8-hour drive and a lot of wind we're looking at right now.
A lot of wind.
So we gotta focus. But real quick, I'll tell you a funny story about last night. We were coming back from Grand Canyon. We were driving back and everything was dark. You go through the town right outside of it. What is it? Yanassis? Yanset? I don't know. And it was completely dark when we pulled up towards the RV park. And we're like, yeah, we're in like an international dark sky zone. That makes total sense. We get back to the RV and we get a notification that our power's off. So we're like, oh man, because we've been having a few issues with our surge protector recently. We need to get that looked at. Then we realize, oh wait, lights were on in this RV park and the gas station and the hotel across the street last night. So there must be a power outage. We're stupid.
It took us way too long to figure it out.
Raptor Ranch, simple RV park, but it is cool because they do raptor demonstrations, and we saw a baby falcon.
Baby falcon, it was so cute.
Anyways, we gotta hit the road. You ready to do this?
Let's do it. Okay.
Victoria's correction corner.
Not my correction corner, it's your correction corner. P.S. The town right outside of Grand Canyon is Tusayan.
It wasn't even close.
Nope.
Hey Victoria, we're about to be going over that bridge when you realized, man, I'm not a big fan of dams. Glen Canyon Dam.
To be fair, it's a bridge looking at a dam, right?
Yeah, but they're as big as each other.
That's true.
No disrespect to Arizona. We think it's the most beautiful state we've ever spent real time in. However, we're currently driving up through Bryce Canyon and Zion. And wow, holy crap. I don't know if I've seen a more beautiful place.
Utah is beautiful.
Rolling green pasture surrounded by red rocks everywhere and streams running through the what is, man. These cows up here are living their best life.
For sure.
Landed in Provo around midnight last night, so one of those situations where we had no idea what it looks like around us until we woke up this morning, and pleasantly surprised because those mountains are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they make a very nice backdrop.
Yeah, we're here at a KOA, a quick stop off. We slept in. It was turned into an 11-hour drive day yesterday, but back to it. Okay, cool, another drive day done. We're here at our home for the next 3 nights, just outside of Boise, Idaho. Where are we? Mountain Home RV Park?
In Mountain Home, Idaho.
It's beautiful here in Idaho. There's huge sky and clouds, and it was a fun drive today.
But it is almost literally half the temperature it was in Arizona.
Wearing jackets and hoodies, and I'm about to put on a pair of sweats. Okay, we got an issue. So we rolled up just outside of Boise and parked the RV, and we had just shown you in a previous video recently, we'll link it here for you, that we replaced 2 of our tires. Same axle, opposite sides, right? And we looked at the other 2 tires and they were good. Well, in the time from Yuma to Boise, we ended up with a bubble on one of our sidewalls and significant wear on the outside of the opposite tire for the 2 tires that we didn't replace. And we still have a lot of miles in front of us to get to Oregon. So we're doing the same thing that we did in Yuma, which is we called a mobile repair service. They're coming out and replacing a couple of the tires, and I'll show you the damage. See this bubble here? Bubbles on a sidewall are not a good situation. And then this right here is the wear on the outside of the tire that didn't exist when we left Arizona. Shout out to Tri-County Repair for coming out and helping us with this problem. We're gonna call this a big time RV newbie mistake. Yeah, we've been at this RV life for a 1.5 years, but we are capable of having massive screw ups, like tire safety. So let's talk about that real quick. We mentioned that we had to get all 4 tires changed here in the last 2 weeks, and we've traveled from Yuma all the way to Boise, and when we pulled into Boise, we had that bubble on our sidewall and massive wear on the opposite side tire on the same axle. So again, thank you to Tri-County Repair up in Mountain Home, Idaho, because they handled that lickety split for us, and We appreciate that. And the truth is that our tires have lasted longer than they probably should.
So when I was doing some research, we honestly are not the best about RV maintenance. We probably should, given that we live in it full time.
Well, and we move so much.
And we move so much. So when I was looking it up, they recommended anywhere from like 8 to 12, maybe 14,000 miles you should replace your tires. We've gone minimum 20,000 miles. We've literally gone East Coast to West Coast twice, 3 times, I don't know.
And now we're doing basically the bottom of the country to the top of the country.
Yeah, so it's not like we haven't put a ton of wear on these tires. Probably should keep a better eye on the mileage that we put on there.
Don't get me wrong, I do regularly like look at the tires.
Sure.
And up until recently they were fine, but they're not like car tires, y'all. You know, you get 40,000 miles out of a car tire probably. Not the same with these RV tires. There's a lot of weight, and you know, they're doing a lot of work. So, like we always say, don't do what we do better than us.
And coming up here, we're gonna try to get a little bit better about RV maintenance, and maybe hopefully we can give you a couple of tips when we learn ourselves. We're not gonna do a full-on Project RV campground review because honestly we weren't there that long, but the Mountain Home RV Resort in Mountain Home, Idaho, it's about 45 minutes outside of Boise. It was surprisingly nice.
Really nice, and it looks like people post up there full time, but it's one of the nicer campgrounds I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's quite large. It has quite a few spots, but I think the thing that stuck out the most for me was that every single spot has a strip of grass beside it, which the dogs loved. And there are some premium spots that had almost like a full yard. It was so nice.
Yeah. So if you're ever in the area, you might want to check that place out. Okay, first things first, the state of Washington is absolutely beautiful.
I feel like we keep saying that about every state.
Yeah, but we're driving around the Columbia River right now, and not far from our next destination, Gorge, Washington. I don't know why we keep thinking that's funny. We're going to the Gorge Amphitheater. We're going to go see a 2-day music festival, and the Gorge is kind of one of those music venues that's right up there with like Red Rocks in Colorado. A lot of people like put it on their bucket list to go see a show here. Well, we're gonna check this one off the bucket list. We've been driving for right around 6.5 hours, but we're pulling up on Gorge right now. And our friend Danny, who's actually staying in Montana right now, is driving to meet us here tomorrow. And we're gonna be dry camping at a place called Park at Cave B, which is actually walking distance from the amphitheater. So I feel like we got a good setup going on here. Before we land at our campground, since we're dry camping, there is a dump and fill up station about 15 miles past where our campground is. So we'll do this and then head on over.
We found this freshwater fill up and dump station rest stop by looking at Campendium, but it looks like there's actually a whole bunch in the state of Washington. So if you're around, make sure you look up the Washington State DOT so you can get a map, and it's all free. It's a good resource.
So technically, the Gorge Amphitheater is right through those trees right there. Like, that fence line is the gorge. Is there anywhere that we should maybe position this so we could hear music even if we're not inside the gorge?
Oh, you want to hear music?
I'm
Oh,
just-
I don't know.
We'll figure this out.
It's a good question.
Another quick thing we did while we were in Boise, get a new battery. Because this thing has not been holding a charge after we pull it off of a generator. And that's been happening for
A long time now.
way longer than we probably should have let it go. So hopefully it's not a connection issue and power isn't being sucked, you know, from
Somewhere within.
right. And hopefully it's literally just a battery issue. So we're about to find out. Okay, that was a fail. Replacing the RV battery did not fix our problem.
No, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but in the meantime, we're just gonna keep jumping it with our truck battery, so.
Not ideal.
No, I guess we'll just have to get a real diagnosis once we get to Salem.
Yeah, and it's a good thing we have a new truck battery. Hopefully we don't mess that up too. And look, I know this wasn't the most exciting episode, but we did just knock out over 1,000 miles from the Grand Canyon to the Gorge Amphitheater.
Yeah, and we honestly saw some of the prettiest landscapes we've seen so far.
Absolutely. But hey, we hope you enjoyed the view, and maybe you got some RV tire safety tips from us this week. Sun's going down, and we might lose light here in the RV real soon. So we're gonna catch you next Sunday. It's gonna be an exciting one. Our friend Danny is driving over from Montana because we're gonna be celebrating her upcoming nuptials by getting weird at this 3-day festival.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Beyond Wonderland. We'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.